What's going on today, guys? So we are reviewing the 2022 GTRv2. So let's get a B-roll going on and have a bit of a look at this scooter up close and have a bit of music, because why not? Hey guys, welcome back to DC Unplugged, and today we are actually reviewing the 2022 GTRv2. So down at Bike City they have actually revised the scooter with the help of the consumers. So there was a couple of issues with the suspension and stuff like that, and they have completely redone this chassis to make it just absolutely beautiful. So I'll start with the specs. So the specs of this scooter, it is a 48 volt electric scooter. It is 800 watts on each motor, so it's dual motor with a peak power of 2400 watts combined. So it is quite punchy, and with 50 Newton meters of torque on tap, when you combine that dual motor together, it's more than enough to haul you around. Top speed on this, of course, off road is 45 kilometers an hour. That's what I've got it to, and I'm 88 kilo rider. And I've also had this thing on a 15% incline on a hill, and it was able to carry me up that hill with no issues and keeping it steady pace at 23 kilometers an hour. So not bad for a little scooter, and it's very impressive. Very, very impressive. So as always, we'll always start from the top of the bars and we'll work your way down. I'll come grab you. So starting from the top, guys, of course, we are up the top, and now with the 2022 model, we get this awesome sticker at the top here, which is quite nice. Looking down and seeing that makes you think that you're riding something special, which you definitely are. We've actually got twist clamps this year. So on 2022 model, they have the screw type clamps to get rid of any necessary wobble. So you just have to tighten these up and it'll get rid of that unnecessary wobble, and they should just fold down like so. Of course, makes it a lot easier and whatnot to fold up and put into your car. So of course, coming across, nothing much has changed apart from that. We've still got our beautiful headlight switch, so that obviously turns their headlights on. We've got the beautiful nice loud horn, and then coming over here we actually have our dual motor in and out for dual motor and whatnot. We've got this lovely display. Now, it is sunlight at the moment, I can still see that, and when the sun is directly on this, it's a lot like the Lightning, and it has a beautiful display, and you can still see that in absolutely blinding light, so which is good. We've got the accelerator here, and we've also got left and right, brakes. Come down here, we've got the nice reinforced head clamp. So with the previous generation before the 2022, it had notches that sat here, here, and here, and that was only your only way of adjusting height. Now this year you can just undo that clamp, and this can be sitting in any position you like, as long as you obviously tighten that up properly. Coming down, we've still got the beautiful GTRv2 sticker there. We've got some reinforced clamp down the bottom here. Just move those things out of the way. And obviously in beautiful GTR Dragon fashion, we have it in bits of splotches of red. Coming down, we have the new 2022 air fluid shocks. Now this suspension, when you do get this scooter, it is a little solid, but with all suspension, you do need to bed it in and let it work its way in, and it works perfectly now, which I will get a shot for you just now. And here you go guys, this is me jumping on that front suspension there and getting that to work for you. So I'll just jump on real quick. Here it is, so I'll depress the front brakes and there you go. Suspension that actually works this time. You guys, get excited. That is so good. And you do feel it when you ride, it's amazing. Especially that rear suspension combined, it is an awesome scooter to ride now. It's really nice. So coming down from the suspension guys, we moved down to brakes. We've still got those traditional and very good 140mm disc brakes, cable driven of course. Nothing much has really changed about the GTR on the deck as you can see. It's still that beautiful, wide, very easy to ride platform there. We do have underneath there, we've still got our dual chargers there, so dual charge ports. So instead of charging in 8 hours, we can reduce that down to about 4 hours and possibly less. The biggest part of this scooter is pretty much from here back. So this is all the new swing arms set up, and it's instead of like they used to have like a dual spring kind of set up on either side, both left and right. They've gone traditional way of like almost like a motorbike, and gone with the suspension that runs through the middle with a big mount at the top and goes down the swing arm and gets bolted together. This arm here is super thick. For example, excuse the dirt, we have been testing the scooter out quite thoroughly. It's as thick as my finger, so quite thick on both sides. That's not just one side, it's both sides. Of course, coming down here, we've got, again, 140mm cable-driven disc brakes. Now, the good thing about this deck, guys, is the previous generation, you couldn't actually brace yourself on this mud flap, but this year, the 2022 model, you can actually stand on this. I've been using that constantly, and it is definitely rated for definitely 100 kilos at least, because Bike City have tested that, and it takes quite a lot of weight. But of course, you're just meant to just lean on that to brace yourself, which you really do need. To brace yourself on this, because when it goes and you put it in a dual motor, it really wants to kick you back. So to have something there to brace you is awesome. So we actually have, instead of the brake lights being at the top of the fender there, we've actually got them down here. So these are pretty cool, very, very bright. That's just with the lights on. If I pull those, that brake lever for you, there you go, brighter. And if we turn those lights off, obviously if you pull the brakes, off they go. Very, very visible, very, very necessary, especially if you're riding with a group or a bunch of friends. To be able to see that they're braking is really, really important. Now coming to the side here guys, last year's pre-2022 model, we had blue flashing lights down here. This year we've only got white. That was a bit of a problem to do with obviously the local police. You can't use blues flashing lights, so that's been eradicated and has been improved this year. In the front, we've got, of course, got that really bright, very, very bright light on the front there, but this year it is actually focus beamed. So it doesn't throw as much light in a big circular motion. It actually is restricted there. So as you can see on my arm there, it's actually focused, which is nice. So you can actually set that light up and it's very, very bright. So I've ridden the scooter for about, I'd comfortably say, just shy of 40km scoot, and this thing still had a bit of power left in it. So this thing can definitely go some distance if you're worried about distance, and portability is very good. So I'll show you that folding mechanism for you guys at home. If you haven't seen this scooter been folded up, I'll show you that now. So I'll just put you back up on the stand there. So just showing you this scooter folded up, guys. So I've just ran around the back here to show you how it's folded up. So if we do the handlebars as well, we just fold them down. Fold this side down. Obviously, if you want to change the height and it needs to go into a tighter area, which I don't really think you'd need to, you can drop that down further if you like. But it shouldn't be any longer than the scooter anyway, so we won't touch that. So I've got that at the perfect height set for me. You just come down to this one little lever here, you pull that back. That's to release it, that's your safety lock. And then you come back here and you pull the next latch, which is just here. You pull that again, and that now allows you to fold down the scooter. There you go. and then that actually clicks into place. So you can actually pick this up now from the stem and put that into the back of your car, van, ute, whatever it may be. It's 28 kilos. So it is a little bit heavier than what a single motor electric scooter would be, but that's obviously the price you pay for the extra grunt and power. So come back up here, fold those out, screw them back in. Everything's just in it basically in the reverse, and it just is very simple. Once you know how to do it, it's very simple after that. And that's it, ready to go. As fast as that, easy as that. Now, as a previous generation GTR owner myself, and Bike Scooter City lending this scooter out for me just to do a bit of a shakedown and tutorial on it and review, I can comfortably say right now that this scooter is a lot more stronger and feels a lot more together than the previous generation. To the stem wobble being very much eliminated from that stem clamp down there, being upgraded, as well as up here, being able to adjust the height, and that swing arm used to be very weak. And I will show you a quick clip right now, or just overlay as I speak. You can actually see that the old generation here, it used to have like an L bracket that was only like a 1 to 2 mil thick, and it was just shaped in an L, and that's all that held the scooter together, where we got like almost 4 inches thickness, and I'd probably go with, just off the top of my head, 10 centimeters long. So all this here is just, that's all chunk, and then there's just that thick. So the suspension arms and everything like that won't actually, I've already had a look, and won't actually swap over to the previous generation. So any one of those modifiers out there that want to try and swap the suspension over from the 2022 to the pre-2022 models, it just won't happen. The mountings and everything is completely different. This chassis is completely different basically underneath, apart from a couple of things here and there. So, but apart from that, it is a very, very, very tight scooter, and is a lot of fun to ride. Being obviously a GTRv2 owner previously, this scooter is just brings back good memories. So, and it is just a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant bit of kit. And it's good to see that they've done these upgrades, because if they didn't, I was going to. So to see the air fluid shocks, which actually do work, and the suspension is quite good, and I'm quite humbled to see that's in there. So that's all from us, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and leave a like and a subscribe. Please, by all means, leave a like and subscribe, and comment if you feel you need to. And if you want to get hold of us for any reasons or information, or just want to get in contact with us, I actually have a Facebook page now, DC Unplugged, and you can hit us up on that. So yeah, guys, ride safe, be safe out there, and thank you all very much for watching. Cheers.